Zidane Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Nerd Chat here on Electro Ninja's Lab. It's time to finally actually discuss the Nintendo Switch 2 with the boys.
Yee, buddy. So
so,
excited.
obviously, me and Jack discussed it a little bit in my stream yesterday, but today we're gonna go fully in depth, talk about it, all the details, talk about every single thing. I have the video playing below me in the if you're watching this on if you're actually watching this, obviously it's short, so uh, obviously it's not gonna be much, but at the same time it's something that we can at least discuss and we can see what different things are going on about it.
Bless you.
Sorry about that. Oh,
Bless you.
thank you.
Apparently, Electra is allergic to the Switch 2.
No, I just have dust in the area. Yeah. But
No,
yeah.
you're allergic to the Switch 2.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Switch 2, it's coming. And that's pretty much all that the trailer was. And granted, there's a few details that you can look at it and you'll be like, oh, I wonder what that is. I wonder what that is. So I guess the big thing to keep in mind is that it is bigger. It is bigger than the than even the OLED. I don't know.
Yes, I know. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So I'm wondering exactly how big it's gonna be. Because they kind of show it next to the regular Switch. And people have said it's maybe an inch bigger or something like that.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
It looks taller.
Yeah,
and it looks longer too.
It's taller and wider. So I think I don't know. It's hard to say exactly how big it is, and that's fine. Obviously, once we actually have it in our hands, we'll be able to talk about it fully. But another thing as well that is kind of interesting is that it looks like the border around the screen is much smaller as well. So it's or I guess thinner. I don't know. It's hard to properly describe that, but basically, you'll be able to have the Switch with you, and it'll be a bigger screen. It's not like it's gonna get it's bigger, but it's not. But the screen is smaller or whatever bullshit like that. Because there has been stuff like that in the past. The controllers are bigger as well, which a lot of people are thrilled about. Apparently the buttons are bigger, so I'm kind of curious. The buttons look significantly bigger, so I'm wondering if they are about the same size now as the PS5/Xbox Series, with the size of their buttons, which that would be so fucking helpful. Because they are tiny on the regular Switch, so
They are tiny. It is a tiny Switch.
Which is not the end of the world, but at the same time, it's come on, it could have been bigger. There are some new buttons. There's a button below the home button that I don't think anyone has figured out what the heck that's for. And then on the back there are 2 extra buttons, but I think that those would probably be the buttons to detach the controllers because it's magnetic. So exactly how
it's inserted now instead of sliding it off.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I'm not certain exactly how I feel about it. I'm gonna have to see once it's actually in my hands, because at least personally, the way that I have my Switch set up is that one of the controllers is actually away from me, so it's much easier for me to just be like, oh, push the button and pull it out. Than I would imagine it would be to push the button, push it forward, and then possibly lose it. So I'll probably have to change my setup for that. But that's not the end of the world.
It comes out in April, right?
No. That is the so yeah, we got a little bit confused about that. That is actually the special direct for the Switch 2. where they're actually like gonna go like fully in depth with it, quite possibly reveal all of the different games that are coming for it. Which, well, not like all the games, but definitely a few of the games. But I think like part of the reason why they revealed it now is because there are going to be people soon that are going to be revealing, hey, our game is coming to the Switch too. And probably like late in the year games or something like that. Like Pokemon ZA is coming out in August, right? Yeah, I think that's right.
Yep.
So,
I'm excited for that one.
So if it's a lot of people are thinking a June release date for it, which wouldn't be too for the Switch 2, which would not be bad, and that would basically.
Little brother said August 8th is his guess.
Really?
Yeah, and he had a really good reason too. He goes, so it'll probably be about X amount of time after the announcement, and it'll probably be a Thursday or a Friday, or a Friday or a Saturday. And he said August 8th is the second Friday in August. I was like, all right, I like your logic.
Yeah, I think my thinking about that is that if it releases in August, that is so late though in the summer. I feel like June would make more sense because of the fact that June is like the biggest fucking month for game releases. So
this is true.
Yeah, and apparently the where you're gonna be able to actually like play the game, or there's like supposed to be like events where you're actually gonna be able to get your hands on it, all over the place. I don't remember exactly where they are. But apparently the last one is gonna be in June. So I think that either shortly after that, possibly even before that, you'll be able to get your hands on the Switch. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I think that that's a possibility. Because I think that having an event going on until like right before the release day, I think that that's like, oh yeah, get all these events done, and then as like almost immediately, the Switch is out, go get it, and people will be flocking. People will be flocking to the to play the Switch too. But yeah. So how do you guys feel about the new Mario Kart though that they kind of revealed with this?
Okay, I was watching videos on it earlier, like yesterday, and they were like, "Well, if you look at it, instead of 12, there's 24 places."
Yeah, that's insane.
Which is crazy.
That would be absolutely insane.
You are doubling the amount of playable characters on there and the amount of people that you're racing against.
Yeah, like could you that would be so fucking helpful for like esports and stuff. They can get like a whole shit ton of people all into the races, and then see where it goes. I think that's gonna be so much fun. I have a feeling that it's gonna also based off of the videos that the video that we see. I think it's gonna be bigger races, like longer. Like most of the races are gonna be longer, because just like looking at the map, looking at what we see in it, it's a very wide open area. So it could be. I don't know how big it's gonna be, but that would be very fun to actually get to see that be much more massive. So longer maps, stuff like that. Maybe like maybe it'll all be new races. Maybe like they'll do like a DLC or something where you're able to play as do like the other races, but it's like maybe they're basically just like porting those races. I don't know.
They're looking at it. It looks like there's new races. They're not taking any from any of the other.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that they would be. It doesn't make sense for them to do like with especially if they're like trying to show off how powerful the system is. It would make a lot more sense for the main game to mostly be new races, especially bigger, longer ones, and then like the other and then everything else is like maybe like like I said, as a DLC, like bring back some old races. Maybe there's a few older races in there because Mario Kart 8 was like had a lot of old races. But I don't know.
What I would like to see on this is that they do more battle maps. I mean, I like races, but the battle maps that they have for the 8 are limited
Yeah, that's fair.
and not very fun when you only have the same races over, or not the same races, but the same battle maps over and over, and there's only like 4 of them.
I don't think I've played with the battle maps yet, so I'm not 100% certain on that. But if you say so,
There's like 4 or 5, and it gets repetitive.
okay,
But they need to do more.
fair enough.
At least with the races, you can take whatever ones you want to race with and
yeah,
play them. And
fair
they're
enough.
all different.
Yep, that's fair.
I'm just looking forward to it. I love Mario Kart in general.
Yeah.
I have everything.
Honestly, I think that that'll probably be one of the first games that we get for the Switch 2. Based off that, I'm almost thinking that this Mario Kart 10 or 9, 10, whatever they're gonna call it, I think that is gonna be something that might be packaged with your Switch 2. If you,
I was wondering about that.
Like, it's not a guarantee, but it's definitely a possibility. Like how the freaking, I don't remember. There was one game that was like when you got the Switch, the original Switch, you could get like a pre-packaged thing. And
I think it was.
I think it was
Mario Kart.
It was Mario Kart Deluxe. Okay.
And then there's Mario Kart, or I think there's an Animal Crossing one too that they did.
I don't think they did any. I think the Animal Crossing Special Edition Switch that came out around the time that New Leaf came out, and that was a little bit after. That wasn't until 2020, dude. So yeah.
I think when they originally did it, that was definitely Mario Kart because everyone likes Mario Kart.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there might have also been like not Zelda, but maybe like it was Mario. The Mario Odyssey was also something. I don't remember.
I think that one might have been too.
Yeah.
Odyssey or Smash Bros or something.
Yeah.
Something. Another Mario one was packaged with it. I don't remember though.
Okay. So how do you feel about the Joy-Cons being mice?
What?
So they have an optical sensor on the on them, so that you could, which is basically the same sensor that you have on the bottom of your mouse. So you can basically, so it looks like you're going to be able to use your your new Joy-Cons as mice for something. We're not certain. It's so weird. I don't know what the heck they're planning with that.
What, they're trying to make it more of a Wii and you can move it around like the Wii?
Well, the Wii, it's already able to do those things, the same things as the Wii. That's why we have Nintendo Switch Sports. But but specifically for like moving it on like a table to use like a mouse. So I'm not certain exactly what they're going to use that for, but it's a thing. And I don't know what the gimmick about that, why they would make that as a gimmick. It's like probably the least it would be the least comfortable mouse ever, keep in mind. So I don't think that it would that it's going to be something that you're going to use very often. But maybe it's like something to like make things a little bit easier when you're like looking at certain details. Like maybe like for because a lot of Steam games have got basically PC games have been ported to the Switch. So this would be basically, okay, so here's what we're going to do. So you can actually like click on things and stuff like that. Maybe like you use one as like your controller and then the other one you use as your mouse. I don't know. It's weird. It's confusing. I don't know what they're planning.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So, what are some games that you guys would want to see on the Switch 2, though?
Well, obviously Pokemon.
Yeah, we know. We're pretty sure that Pokemon's going to be on there. Most likely, ZA will be as ZA releases, it will be on both the Switch and the Switch 2, which is probably why it was delayed. Why they kept it from going for a year. So, yeah, and they were and they were extremely cautious about that as well. So I don't know. Do we think that there? I don't think that there's going to be a new Zelda right away. But I think that they will release another Zelda soon. But it's not going to be like, I don't think it's going to be this year because they just released the new Echoes of Wisdom, obviously, and we've talked about that. So I don't know. I think that whatever they do for Zelda, it would most likely be a brand new story. Just based off of what they've said in like discussions and shit. So I don't know. How about a Mario Odyssey equivalent? Not necessarily. I don't know exactly what that would be, but an open world Mario, like what we had with Odyssey. Would you guys be thrilled for that?
No, I've never played any of the Odyssey games.
Well, it's only one. Also, Jack, you're muted again. I don't know if you already knew that.
I knew that. Sorry. I've never played Odyssey either.
Neither of you guys have played Odyssey? Okay. I don't know. But yeah, I personally loved Odyssey. It was great. I think that they could absolutely do something like that again. Basically a 3D platformer, but Mario. They haven't done anything since though, so I don't know. And that came out like with the Switch though, so that so 2017. So I don't know. Or was that 2016? I don't know. I don't remember what the day was. What the days were anymore. No, whoops. I don't know.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you what other games I would want on it.
Okay. Are there any games that that you've wanted to play but you haven't been able to play that you wanted that you would want to see on the Switch too?
Oh, there's a Zelda game that was on the Wii that everyone liked. I can't remember what it's called.
Twilight Princess. Well, I'm not necessarily like saying older games. Like, sure, older games for sure. They've been working on porting all of those games. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get like Twilight Princess again.
It was either Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. So many people have been asking for that. It's likely a guarantee that they will probably be releasing those at some point soon. They're just like in the process of porting them.
That's also what I said.
Yeah, you said that yesterday.
Twilight
yeah.
Princess and Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Everyone loves those. It's pretty much a guarantee that at some point soon we'll probably get those. It's just they're just taking their time. They're making sure that they're perfect, all that jazz. They already did Skyward Sword, I think. So they're just like trying to figure out, okay, that worked. What do we need to do for the next one? And so on and so forth. But like not necessarily like other Nintendo games. Like think games that are on multiple systems, but because the Switch is weak, you couldn't play them. And like games that I've talked about and been like, you guys need to play this, but I know you can't. Fuck.
Marvel Rivals for starters.
Yeah, for sure. I think that there is a very high chance that that's going to be on there. I think that a lot of people.
So.
I think that there's a lot of people who have been asking for that, so I think that there's a good chance that it's going to be on there. I also so I've told I mentioned this yesterday during the stream, but Final Fantasy 14, I think that there is a decent chance, not a great chance, but a decent chance that Final Fantasy 14 will go onto the Switch too, primarily because they have been talking for a long time about do we want the the biggest issue with getting Final Fantasy onto the Switch has always been processing power. The Switch is not powerful enough to handle, especially Final Fantasy 14 at its current stage. And they're already they're in discussion right now about removing it from the PS4, because they're updating graphics and such like that. So it's no longer powerful. The PS4 is no longer powerful enough to fully handle this, everything, and it's been having issues for a while. So it's currently switching over to the PS5. Like
I'd like to watch or play, excuse me, Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, I also think that that's going to be a high likelihood. We've kind of discussed in detail that the Switch, the basic Switch, is basically kind of at the level of the PS3. The OLED is kind of somewhere between the 3 and the 4. So at the very least, the Switch 2 has to be at the same level of the 4, if not somewhere between 4 and 5. Maybe all the way up to 5.
Right?
Huh?
Yeah, it needs to be. Someone was saying that on another video that has to be at least processing at like 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Frames per second, because that's where everything else is at the moment. And then if it's not, then why buy it when you have the other ones that are
and it's
kind of systems that are doing that.
Yeah, so it needs to be very good. It has to be. They have to do a lot of things, and I think that that's part of the reason why they only revealed it. They're probably gonna have like the full discussion in April, basically like, hey, this is actually like pretty powerful. We've spent a lot of time trying to make sure that this is able to handle the current gen stuff. Because we know that a lot of people have been wanting to play play certain games on from the PS4 or the PS5, or the Xbox Series, and playing. I
wouldn't mind if it's processing enough to see the Jedi games on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that the Jedi games should also be on
play those and understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, the Jedi games. I think that's a reasonable assumption, because they were the first one was on the PS4, the second one was on the PS5. I believe.
They're not. It's not powerful enough to handle.
Yeah.
Even yes, I bought the Xbox One version. Even the Xbox One version has issues.
Yeah.
Because it's just not powerful enough to handle it. Yes, I can play it. Yes, I can understand the story, but the graphics and loading into buildings and stuff, it takes a while.
Yep.
For it to load, because it's not powerful enough to handle it.
Yeah. So hopefully the Switch is at least able to handle that. And then hopefully we'll be able to get like we said, the Jedi games, the fucking Marvel Rivals we talked about, Kingdom Hearts. I think it's pretty much a guarantee that that Kingdom Hearts, at least up to 3, is gonna be on the Switch too. I think because they already put everything on the PC, they already put everything on the Xbox. I think, I don't know for sure about the Xbox.
Yeah, but it's cloud gaming.
Yeah, it's cloud gaming. I think currently everything is on the Switch, but it is cloud gaming. So actual disc, or not disc, but cartridge. Actual cartridge needs to be for the Switch too.
Yeah, I don't like cloud gaming.
Yeah.
I freaking hate it with a fiery passion.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think that Kingdom Hearts is on the Switch too, or on the regular Switch, but it is cloud gaming. So I know that that's not the.
It is cloud gaming though, and that is stupid, and I freaking think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just make sure of that, because now
it was a nice idea, but I think I hate it with a fiery passion.
Yeah. sec. I'm double checking it that it's still on there because I know there were a lot of people who were not happy about that. Also, there are some people who are like, how big is the console gonna be, like in terms of space?
Yeah. I also looking at the docking port and stuff. I don't think it's going to be reverse compatibility with the Switch.
Yeah.
Yes, you can play all your Switch games on it, but I don't think it's going to. I don't think you can switch the docks out.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't think so either. Like, I think if anything, you might be able to like use the Switch dock for the Switch 2, but you're definitely not going to be able to use this. I don't think you. There's no way in hell that you're going to be able to use the Switch 2's dock for your Switches.
No.
But
like I also.
I don't know.
Looking at it, you have a bottom port and a top port like plug-in, which I think is weird. What is that for?
So the reason for that, just so we're clear, is because there is certain things that you need to use a USB-C port, besides just connecting it, like on the go, like or there's all sorts of reasons for it, and that's why it's there. It's fantastic. It's great. I'm glad that they finally did that. Pretty much everyone is glad.
For?
Huh?
What is it for?
Headphones. There's all sorts of things. There's all sorts of things. I'm not gonna get into all of them. Pretty much anything that you can use a USB-C for, it's gonna be on there, and that's good. It's not necessarily like a lot of people would use like the headphone jack. Like a lot of headphones now will use USB-C for their headphone jack and just do that alone. So that's one thing. There's other things as well, but it basically just gives more functionality to the thing. There most likely will be standard USB ports on the side of it, as well as possibly a USB-C port on the side of it. Exact details, we haven't seen them yet. We haven't seen anything about the dock yet, so we'll have to wait and see exactly what's going on with the dock until we actually see it. Probably in April. But yeah. I don't know. I don't... It's complicated, to say the least. But yeah, I think that Final Fantasy 14 could most likely be on there. I think because they, like I said, they've been in discussion with Nintendo for a long time about getting it onto there. If it is not the full version of Final Fantasy, though, it might be the Final Fantasy 14. It might be the mobile version, because they are currently working on a mobile version that is much shittier. And they'll just like put that on the Switch too. Because if it's not powerful enough, I really hope that that's not gonna have to be the situation that they're gonna be put into, but that's a possibility. So that's something to think about. And then let's see here. What other games are there that we should? I feel like there's other games that I like that I've talked about and been like, this is amazing. I wish you guys could play this. Like, but it's not available on the Switch too.
Ghost.
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima. Not gonna happen, but that would be a fucking amazing. Unfortunately, with Ghost of Tsushima, you have to have a fucking PlayStation. There is no other way to play it. Well, maybe it's on the PC. I don't know. I'd have to look up that. I'd have to look that up. But unfortunately, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, you have to have a PlayStation for that. That's one of PlayStation's exclusives. Let me think here. So, do you me and Jack kind of already discussed this yesterday, but Joker, do you think that there's any possibility of another Super Smash Bros?
I mean, they could be. There's a lot that they could do because Ultimate is Ultimate.
Yeah.
Like, there's no beating that game.
Yeah.
Like, with how well it's done.
Yeah. Ultimate has literally every single character that has ever been in Super Smash Bros. But on top of that, it also has like a whole shit ton of new characters.
So they could do another Smash and make it Mega Ultimate and add so many more characters. Like, what would be cool, because they just added them to the Switch in the last couple of years, is the Assassin's Creed games having like an assassin character.
Yeah, that would be fair.
Or they just added Batman.
Yeah.
Batman characters. Like, there's just so much that they can do because they've added so much. You've also done basketball.
Yeah. I think it's reasonable to assume that they could do it, but at the same time, because of what I'm forgetting what his name is off the top of my head, but the director of Super Smash Bros. Has said that he is done with it. He thinks that Ultimate is the final Super Smash Bros. Game. At least that he's going to be involved with. Which is, it's sad to say the least, but at the same time, it's understandable. Like, he's done so much for this thing, for Super Smash Bros. And yeah, I could 100% see them just not doing that again and just porting Ultimate. One thing that I could see them doing is maybe for future Ultimate games, maybe instead of doing like extra Ultimates, maybe they port the game to each new console that they work on. Maybe they and with that port, you get like maybe like 10 more characters or something like that. Maybe a few extra arenas, something like that. I could see that happening. And it's basically just something that they briefly do as, hey, here's so we know you love Ultimate, we know you love all this. We have decided to not make any more of these. We are just gonna port it, or we will maybe we'll release like maybe they'll release DLC or something like that, like a $10 DLC if you already have the game, and it'll be like, here you go, you can you have like 10 more characters and maybe a few more maps, and that's it. That's all they need to do. I think that would be fine. It might be a little bit more than that, but I don't know exactly. That's just like my immediate statement. Like $10, I think that seems reasonable for just like slightly boosting it and like just doing some extra DLC every like every system or something. I don't know. I don't know. That's just something to think about. We'll probably see more from that later. Animal Crossing. Do you think that there's going to be more Animal Crossing? We're going to get another one.
Don't know.
Don't know?
Don't know. Don't really care. I've never played any of the Animal Crossing.
You never played the Animal Crossings?
Nope.
Wow. Color me surprised. I thought you did.
No.
I like
only you and Jack have played it. I don't have any of the Animal Crossing.
Okay. I think that Animal Crossing is kind of like it's in a weird situation because it is a cozy game. So like if you so like me and Jack really enjoy it because it's something that you can just log on and just unwind for a day or something like that. But we also have like other cozy games as well.
Yeah, like the Hobbit game that's supposed to be coming out.
Yes, that is supposed to be coming out this year. You know what? That's probably why it's fucking delayed. I don't. Well, no, I don't think that would be why.
So it could be on the Switch too.
Yeah.
Possible.
Let me take a look here. I know that it's coming. I don't remember exactly what day. I'm gonna go ahead and check that really quick. Tales of the Shire. Let's see here. It doesn't say when. What is release date? Tales of the Shire. March. Okay, so it's coming out way sooner than the Switch 2 would be coming out. So we'll probably be getting it. We'll be getting it on the Switch as well as the PlayStation and Xbox, all that jazz. So probably not for the Switch 2. It might get immediately ported to the Switch 2. But I don't know. We'll see. Let me think here. There's got to be something else that we should quickly discuss.
Yeah, why? Do you need me for something?
Whoops.
Sorry, my dad.
Joker's distracted.
That's fine. You need to go, Joker?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Okay. So, if we were to get if we were to get Animal Crossing on the Switch 2 almost immediately, what do you think would be the area? What kind of things would you hope for it to be?
I don't know, pretty much the same.
Fair enough. One thing that I'm thinking of is that I would want it to have more villagers that you can have on your island.
True.
I don't necessarily know if I want to be an island per se, because there's only so much you can do with an island. One thing that I would actually that I kind of would like to see is maybe instead of an island, maybe it's a forest. Maybe it's. I think it's.
Forest. Maybe I'll play it.
Yeah, have it be in a forest, and you're like fully developing like a town, and like maybe like you can get it to a point where it's practically a city. Or I don't know exactly if that would be the case, but like all of the NPCs throughout the game, eventually you can set up shops for them. All of the characters from previous games will show up. Because there were a lot of characters that unfortunately just did not make it into New Horizons. But yeah, so like we could get like a whole bunch of new characters and or old characters. Maybe you could like have your villagers will do like different. Maybe they'll do have like more advanced housing. I don't know. Something along those lines. I think customizing your villagers' housing from the get-go, I think that would be amazing. Maybe you do have to like do a little bit to like unlock it or something like that. But like it's in the base game. Blah 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 blah. Basically, take all the good things, take everything from New Horizons, and just improve on it. Maybe there's new areas that you can go and explore. There's special islands to go and get villagers, or there's like I don't know, something like that. I think that would be fun. And like over time, you have to you expand further and further into the forest or something like that. That way, it's like no matter what you do with your island, it's always the same size. You cannot expand it any more than what it is. So, I don't know. That's like some of the things I'm thinking about with it. And if it is going to have more villagers, then it would absolutely need to be bigger. But aside from that, that's pretty much all that I can say for that. I don't know. There's a lot of details, to say the least. But those are some of my thoughts. I think that we should. Other than that, I think we should be fine. I don't know. I think that's probably a good spot for us to call it for today's video. Obviously, there's more stuff that we would want to see in the future games, but for now, that's probably a good spot for us to stop. Any last minute thoughts before we call it?
Nope.
Joker?
They can release it already.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But also, speaking of which, August is gonna be this summer is gonna be insane for us, because one, the Switch 2 is probably releasing sometime in the summer. Freaking the final Skandar book is coming out, and it's the 10-year anniversary of the channel, so it's gonna be big. This summer is going to be fucking massive. Who is ready for it? I certainly am not. Anyways, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I've been Electro Ninja, he's been Jack, he's been Joker, and we will see you guys next time. But on